So you pass many stages of life, many and many. Now that might be early or late. You might not pass some stages, but it really depends. If you're just your consciousness inside your brain that controls your nervous system, which controls your body, and you do tasks which change the environment, it really needs to know what is your life and meaningfully. Okay, there are many things you can do with it right now. You can indeed have a peaceful life and a sea if a good resource funds. You might want to influence the world, change it. You want to save the lives and become a hero, but you'll probably be private about it. You want to experience a special life and without civilization. It's your choice. You have many more than that, but sometimes things might not go you wanted, and there's these pistons that push you and force you to other routes. There are usually three main ones, but I'm just going to put you one by one on which stage. If you have a healthy life and you don't die and you do not die early. Just for example, here first. Infancy. I mean, you don't really control your life. You don't really learn how to spend your life, but who you get affect is really just a family. I mean, significantly affect. Yeah, significantly affect your family because they take care of you, of course. Well, that's pretty quick because you don't really know how to take care of yourself yet. But childhood, this includes toddlerhood anyway. Just saying. This is because toddlerhoods learn at this point, and child learns, and you just do simple instructions and pretty much learn. And you can also make friends, so now you can actually change somebody's life, and they're not related to you. They don't need to be related to you. Adolescence. Actually, the stages are going pretty quick. This is why you have some privacy. A lot of gamers are here, but they're having some privacy from your parents. Some already moved out for any reason. I'm not having any sex, but dating is here, so now you can actually even get planned for marriage. Actually, I don't think that if you have friends really meant that you change his life forever. Eventually, a lot of your school friends will disappear as you graduate out of school, but here this might be eternal. You can also change the world because a lot of rules are actually now no longer there to late youngsters. Some youngsters already done it. I mean late minors I meant, but less time to go to early adulthood. You need to apply for a job and it's a lot of words. Remembering that you might be exit and stay unemployed as you need some money to support yourself. I'm not sure if your parents are still going to pay you any day because they're going to retire, but you still can talk with your co-workers, and you can also be married if you want. It's a pretty nice story, but your income can also choose what you can do with your life in the future. You can have a lot of fortune as your income, just enough to pay your basic needs, but some jobs can be just too little for you. Maybe you're in a job outside that allows little money, but you're in a place that's really where everything's very expensive, and online maybe not be the case because it's the only thing that can really support your skills. Actually, all this work you can actually change the world a bit. If every time thing you do the job can be a checkpoint. It can change the world a lot. Not from money, but just on what job are you applying. If you are a doctor, you can really change the world and save people's lives. For example, it's really just a jackpot at this point, but new the age. If you're having a pretty good job and you save a lot and don't spend too much, you'll be rich. I mean, yeah, actually rich. But for a lot of jobs that isn't really your passion, you might get tired and bored. When you go back home, you might feel like a heaven, probably. But if you have kids, that's another thing. You need to pay for the expenses of what they want. But however, just do not think that too bad, because they are just nice. They might help you, and you're just supposed to love them for and also your partner might help too. They just say this. You can also affect the world by this. You're still in your job. You can still do something amazing. Elderly, no more jobs. You retire, and now you can explore the world. But it really depends on your funds. You might work and spend a little bit, so you save. But when you retire, they give you an extra bonus. But don't delay that, because just spend little, so you just don't spend too much, or else you'll eventually be broke. And fortunately, if you're not too old, you can retire. But if you reach the next phase of your life, it's practically impossible. If your son, if they have a good job, they might give you some extra money because they're just so kind. And you might eventually meet your grandsons, which is nice also, but you also see wrinkles on your face. Don't judge that. It's happened to anybody that's elderly. Then there's lapsed elderly. Do not think of lapse as dead. It's a difference. This is menu expired. No, not come to an end. This thing doesn't really count. I meant it's passed gradually into. That means your body weakens and deteriorates as this thing. This is what I meant. It's not the expire and die part. I meant it's the slowly get weaker and weaker and cripple, because your body will die. I meant you're not dead yet, but you're vulnerable to death. So you might have a lot of health problems in 20. And that's why I say retirement is impossible, because you can't really work when you have a bunch of health problems, and health problem takes more money. So if you have a good son, I hope they have more empathy for you, but they might be right anyway. The problems might happen late as you find out, but I don't know if you'll be happy with it. The problems will engage, and you cannot explore the world as you please, and eventually you might be even in an ICU room, which at any minute, without knowing, you could be in the spiritual world. I don't even know if there's a spiritual, but eventually people will die. You never know if it's natural or not. But eventually, some live longer than others, but right now, you have time. You need to just use it wisely. Do something meaningful and might change the world. Do your passion. And thank you.